Yo, what's up guys? Pro Guides loved our previous sponsored video, so they would like to do another one. So I want to give a massive shout out to Pro Guides who made this video possible. And before we get into it, I really want to say something about Pro Guides. So people are always asking me how to get better and how I got good. And listen, Pro Guides is the easiest way to master Fortnite in 2019. They work with huge pros to help you get better fast. And by the way, Pro Guides is now free, so you literally have nothing to lose by just going into their website, checking it out, maybe see if there's something you like. And if you ever have any questions after watching a video on their site, they have a team of real pro players, like literally top 200 in the world, that will answer any questions you have. Overall, Pro Guides is a great way to hit your goals, and it saves a lot of time. Their pro plan absolutely pays for itself because you get unlimited one-on-one time with those professional players. So without further ado guys, let's get into the most requested video I've had the last 3 months. Wow. So before we get into it, do yourself a favor, go down here, type in %appdata%, boom, appdata, local, Fortnite game, saved, config, Windows client, game user settings, edit, Control F, search for mouse, go down here to disable mouse acceleration. By default this will be on false. Put it to true so you will disable mouse acceleration. So this is gonna be a 3-part tutorial where I talk about how to win early game, mid game, and end game. This is just a super short clip of me winning super early game in Tilted Towers. What I would recommend you guys to practice is aim, because if you have good aim, you're basically a solo squad champion. I personally do not have the best aim, but this clip was quite phenomenal to show you guys how useful it is hitting your shots. Here we have me in quite a tricky situation in Tilted. I hear an opponent behind me and I think I have to catch this guy off guard. And that I do. As you clearly can see, I did a right peek headshot to do 151 damage. Sound and aim are two of the main factors in winning early game fights. So you better get that HyperX Cloud 2 headset. Also, right peeks, as you guys do know, are way better than left peeks in this game. Basically because your character model is right-handed. So it's now the next day and I'm finishing up this video, and yeah, we're now in a box, and this is a very common mistake a lot of people make. So you're in a box and a guy comes spraying. What do? Well, you take the shot. A lot of people just keep on building and keep on building. This will allow for the enemy to get a lot of free shots and reduce your confidence a ton. And confidence is extremely important when it comes to solo squads. So I would highly recommend to just take a shot, build, take a shot once again. This is very important, and it goes for taking out full teams as well. Even though it's 3 people, you can still do it. It is slightly harder, but you know, it works. When it comes to mid-game in solo squads, I would highly recommend you guys to follow these 3 golden rules. Number 1, localize your opponents. Number 2, be very consistent with your builds. And number 3, hit your shots. The first one is so you don't get shot in the back by accident, losing a ton of unnecessary health. I see a lot of people saving a couple of mats, you know, not building around them when sitting in a 1x1. And this is of course very smart if you know where all of your opponents are. But if you do not, it's very smart to cover yourself instead of, you know, going for the gamble to save 10 mats. I personally have done this a lot in the past, and localizing your opponents is basically the most important tip to winning mid-game fights in solo squads. Other than that, it's very important to be consistent with your builds. Don't try to be flashy, try to just do it as consistent as possible. Personally, I have a very flashy playstyle, as you guys probably do know. You know, it's pretty fucking weird. But personally, I just like playing like that, and I am always attempting, you know, to do it great with that playstyle. But sometimes I just gotta slow down, do some slow 90s, and be very precise. And of course, the accuracy is something I personally struggle quite a bit with. I do not have the best accuracy in Fortnite, and that is what's kind of holding me back as of right now. Other than that, guys, you just gotta really go with your game sense. Game sense is very important, of course, when it comes to solo squads. So with that said, let's go ahead and hop over to some important tips to know when playing endgame in solo squads. It's in the endgame things get really interesting. So let's for instance say you're in a 1-on-3 situation. What do? No, you do not push the 3 team. You let them push you. If you push them, you will allow them to get all their shooting power straight at you, and you will be dead within the second. Also, use all of your utilities. Don't be shy to toss in all of your nades. Use a lot of mats, even more than you have to, because you're gonna be in the lobby in 2 minutes either way. And whether that's a win or a lose, you can decide. Use your utilities and make the best out of it. Also, be patient. There's no need to rush because you have all the time in the world. If you're in a 1-on-2 or a 1-on-1 situation, because, well, it's only you and the other guy in the lobby. Those are my main points in winning solo squads. This was a part 1. If you guys want a part 2 even more in depth, I will happily do that. Hopefully you guys found this video somewhat interesting. I just wanted to share my thoughts on winning solo squads. These are of course not necessarily the best ways, but you know, I have played quite a bit of solo squads in my time, and even though it's very hard with planes and just like turrets and stuff like that nowadays, it's definitely become harder, but you know, it's still really enjoyable and really fun. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you all to death. And let me know what you want to see next. I really truly do appreciate every comment on video ideas. Alright guys, that'll be it for me for today. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.